Hello, you guys, and welcome to my elevated lifestyle. I'm your host, Amy Watkins, and welcome back if you frequent these episodes, and a huge welcome if you are new here. I hope you gain a lot of value from today's episode, and I just want to remind you guys to rate this show. If you've been listening, rate it 5 stars because it helps boost it and allows me to continue these episodes for you guys as well, which of course I want to do, so I appreciate that. Follow along all of the things so you don't miss an episode as they come out pretty much every single Thursday. So I'm excited for this one. And this topic, this very big topic, actually came from one of you guys who listens and is actually someone I've worked with one-to-one on her social media and personal brand before. And I actually just want to start with reading out her text to me. It was like the nicest thing ever. And just like a lot of questions in one, but it's going to give you an idea of what is sparking this episode. And a lot of it is going to be on the fly, kind of at the top of my head as I get rambling with just a couple of notes. So I hit on those key things for you guys. We're going to get right into that. So she sent me a text, you've elevated, no pun intended, so much of your business, social media, and lifestyle, and it really shows. I'm wondering how you elevated your aesthetics so much too. I mean, everything from home decor to cleanliness and minimalism to photos and styling to your hair, nails, etc. To your style, hair, nails, etc. You and everything around you always looks flawless. And I just wanted to highlight that and ask how. I read that and I was like, that's so kind to say. It's like such a massive compliment on so many levels. And B, it's a great topic to kind of get into because I really feel like this is the essence of what I wanted this podcast to evolve towards, and just my content on social media. Like, I've really made an intentional change to a lot of the things that I'm doing and how I've been showing up, and clearly that's coming across, as I can tell from this text. So I was very happy to receive that, and I'm so happy to get into all of these things and just share more of this insight for you guys. Hence the topic of how to create and live a curated life. And we're going to go through all sorts of things. We're going to go through like the inner world, I guess, like the more spiritual side of things, because I think that honestly is key. Home, style, healthy living habits, aesthetics, career, business, social media. I want to touch on as much of it as I can, putting this all into one episode. So to start this, lately I have been so focused and in such an era of putting my attention, first of all, being aware of what I put my attention towards, attention and intention, a lot of both of those, but my attention, what I focus on, what I am giving my, eyes and ears to, what I'm listening to, what I'm receiving, what I'm focused on, what my attention is going towards are the things that make me feel my best. And I often do a little life audit, if you will, of really checking in, and I'll even do this when I start to feel just a little bit off, where I'm like, I'm just not inspired, or I'm just not, feeling fired up like I normally am. I'm feeling kind of out of whack, and sometimes I feel that way, and it's just my luteal phase. So double check, ladies, like with yourself, you might just be off your rocker for a bit because you're just at the time of the month. Like, that is so real. And even just that, having the awareness around my body and my cycle, and just I've gotten so like intimate with myself. I've gotten so connected to myself, and I didn't even realize how disconnected I used to be from myself. And that's just been shifting a lot. So I honestly think that's a really big part of this as well. But I've been very focused on what actually makes me feel my best. And my goal isn't to become the most successful, perfect, human being on the planet. My goal is to love the tasks that I do every day. And when I say the tasks that I do, everything from the basics of brushing my hair to taking a shower to eating a meal at the table to a new idea for my business or an event or the big things, everything. I want to love the days that I live in, because I think a lot of people, especially my fellow overachievers, were very good at drowning everything else out and just like going full send until you burn out. And I always want to make this so clear with where I'm at in my life now, where I'm at in my business, what my focuses are. I absolutely have had the time and will in the future as well have those times of my business becomes priority or something becomes a priority that needs my full attention, and I'm not curating, I'm not organizing, my house isn't perfect, like it's not always gonna be like that. There's gonna be those times where it's full send on your business, and that makes sense. And that is even curating your life in that way of acknowledging, I need to go all in my business right now. I need my business to be, from point A where I am now to point B in the next 6 to 12 months. It's going to require a new version of me, and you need to step into that. And there's going to be a lot of shifts and changes, right? Mainly within your business. And that will then change the things around you. So there's going to be those times. These things that I'm talking about are very specific to where I'm at now and the things that I've been doing now that have come from me elevating in my life and switching my identity. Like, I pushed forward in my business. I built this kind of lifestyle. I'm continuing to build on that life and in that career and in that business, which I'll get into all the career stuff towards the end of this. But that was kind of the trigger to start switching into my identity, as I had to do that to build my business to a certain point. And now the other things are rippling off of that. All of the other aspects of my life and where I'm at now are getting curated around that, as then I'm going to go step into this next level of my business and expand. It's like, yeah, they kind of coincide. Like, you are going to change, your lifestyle is going to change. It should. If you're not changing, if you're not growing, if you're not a different person year after year, I don't think you're pushing yourself enough. I don't think you're really stepping into what you're truly capable of. And does every year have to be this huge pivotal growth year? No, I don't think so. But for a lot of you, you haven't pivoted at all. There's been no growth. You've been sitting in the same place and you want to get out of that same place. And that's probably why you're listening to this podcast as well, to help facilitate you on that journey. So I have been focused, back to the top, I've been focused on what makes me feel my best. And little things, you guys, like, just to give you a really simple example, I haven't set an alarm. Tomorrow I have to set an alarm for 4 o'clock in the morning to go on set. And I'm like, I've been waking up at 8 tomorrow. Pray for me for tomorrow. Oh my gosh. But when there's nothing going on terms of morning and no early morning wake up calls, which is very rare in my life, unless it's for like a flight or something as well, I have not been setting an alarm. My husband and I, we are no alarm people. We both work remote. We both work from home. And we were just like, let's just stop. Why are we setting an alarm to then sleep in anyways most of the time? Why are we even doing that? So I've been waking up around 8 o'clock in the morning, which is like by 5 a.m. club, like that. I don't know her anymore. Been sleeping. 8 is like my prime time of when my body naturally gets up. I'm usually out of bed and downstairs around 8:30. And that is just like a tiny shift that for many of you listening, you're probably like, I wish, like, I can't relate to that. But there's going to be things in your life that you can do and that you can shift, that you've just been like hustling through, that hasn't actually been benefiting you or helping you. And I don't know what that is for you, but that's just one of my own examples where I was like, I need to be up early. This is what, high achievers are up early, and this is get more things done. You guys, I work from home literally all day. Like, I literally do have the whole entire day. And I know I've built towards that, and that's something I've worked hard for, and it was not always like that. I've lived many very early mornings to build up to this place, especially while I was working and in school and all those things. Yes, you're going to need to make those sacrifices in those seasons. But I do think for most of us, there's going to be things that you have just been doing because you feel like you should. What is something in your life you have been doing and pushing through and grinding on because you feel like you should, you have to, it's the right thing to do, when it's not actually benefiting you in all the ways you might think that it is, right? So that's just something to think about. And for my own examples, I'm always giving my own personal perspectives, opinions, examples on my podcast. But yeah, I've just been in my days very aware of what I actually truly love to do in those little tiny habits. Like reading, that's one thing for me. For some people, it's not. For a lot of other people, they'd rather listen to the book or only do listen to podcasts. Amazing. Don't try to read the book when you are like thinking about something else while you're reading the pages the whole time, and it's actually just a total waste of your time, but you're just trying to be a reader because you're being told that you should be. You know what I mean? Like, what are those things? For me, I love reading. I genuinely get so much out of it. I love the process of it. I love my 10 pages a day. It shifts my brain chemistry in the morning. It works for me. So maybe it's something you need to try. Maybe you've been trying and you hate it, and you could be spending that, 20 minutes, half an hour doing something that is actually good for you on a personal level, good for you, and is going to move you forward. We need to stop comparing our lives and our things and all of that to what we think we should be doing. Take inspiration, take ideas, try them on, test them out. But really, if you sit with yourself, and I feel like this is what I've been doing lately, is like, what do I actually want to do? What do I want my life to feel like? What actually helps me get excited about my day? What makes me want to build my business? How am I my own healthiest? Not following this program, this meal plan. Like, oh my God, that'd be my worst nightmare, following a meal plan. Like, there's certain things that in each of us that is so unique to us, that are in our, like, where we're going to find our enjoyment truly in our lives, that are going to help us move forward. And it might look completely different from, next door neighbor, and you need to really figure out what that is and sit with that. And I think that really helps. So this is kind of where it's all stemming from, is that, yeah, I've just been very aware of my lifestyle and what I want to do, how I want it to feel, how I want it to look as well. We'll get into the aesthetics and everything, because that is a huge part of building a brand and building a business as well. So that's the main thing, focusing on my tasks and loving what I do each day that are also moving me forward. Does that mean everything is like super easy and perfect and flowing? No, there's still hard things. I still do a lot of work in the day. I wear a lot of hats these days, especially with the work that I'm doing, the businesses that I'm building, all of those things. There's definitely a lot, and there's still those sacrifices in that, and hard work. That's never going to go away. But I also view those things as a part of a really amazing process. Even though they're hard sometimes, it's the hard I would choose. I will choose that over and over and over and over again versus the alternatives that I could be doing. Like, I'll step into the heart of being my own boss than to ever go work for someone else and have someone else telling me what to do any day of my life. Okay? So, have a little sip of this. I've just been looking at it like, wait, I'm dying for that. This is sparkling water, a blackberry sparkling water with a blackberry energy fizz in it. 10 out of freaking 10 for a little summer afternoon pick me up. Okay, so next thing is working on my inner world. I have entered my meditation era. Some of you aren't going to like this because I wouldn't have liked this advice me a year ago. Meditating was like pointless, my worst nightmare, couldn't sit still. If you paid me, could not sit still. Maybe if you paid me, but you know what I'm saying. And I have really gotten into it to the point where I feel off in my day if I don't meditate for at least like 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes for the quick days. And I have found it so helpful. And when I meditate and I sit and I listen to a guided one, I love Louise Hay right now on Spotify. You can find her work everywhere. And I'll sit, I use an app, and Insight Timer is what it's called. That's the app that I've been using for quick meditations. And I'll sit cross-legged, palms open, and breathe. And sometimes I'll do it while I'm walking. Sometimes if I'm rushed, I'll do it, elsewhere. But I get the most benefits, and I notice the most changes and shifts, and I notice it really working when I am sat, eyes closed, breathing, no distractions. And I have just noticed from doing this for a few weeks now that it really does calm me down. It really helps remove like those anxieties, those little random buzzing thoughts in my brain that just have nowhere to go and don't know what to do, and they're just pointless. Like, they're not helpful. They're not supporting me in any useful way. it just kind of removes those, and it helps me become so present throughout my day. Like, I'm not rushed, frantically, chicken with my head cut off sort of vibe that I used to be, just frazzled, rushed, feeling behind. You guys, I'm sleeping in so much later. Like, I'm naturally waking up. I don't have all those extra hours in my day. I've kind of removed them, but I'm less rushed in my day. And I know it's partly because of the meditations and just the energy that I bring throughout my day. Realizing I'm not behind. I'm right on time. I'm doing what I need to do. I'm doing my best. I'm having fun while I do it. I just have so much trust these days and peacefulness. I don't know. It's interesting, but the only thing that I've really changed is adding meditation into my morning. So maybe that's something for you guys if you feel like your inner world's a little bit chaotic right now, or even if it's not, like, I'd give this a go. I really, really would. It's been super helpful for me. And I think a lot of the outside things, and even just coming from this message from this person, she never met me in person. And so you only see what you see online. You only see what you see on the podcast. You only see what you see on my Instagram. You don't see all the other things, obviously. You see what I want to show you. That's the whole point. And so, of course, nothing's ever as perfect as it seems and whatnot. But I do know that the shifts I've been making internally have been intentionally put outward as well in a lot of ways, which is coming across. I want people to feel, when you come across my Instagram, for example, that's my main platform of work and my offers and everything. I don't want you to feel chaos. I don't want you to feel like you're behind or rushed. And even though I show a lot of the highlights of my life and paint a lot of vision for people, I want to do that. I want you to feel inspired. I don't want you to feel behind or like I'm better than you or like anything like that. And I think a lot of content on social media, and it's such a distracting place these days, it can make you feel very behind. It can make you feel very less than. It can put you into tremendous comparison mode. Or there's other profiles that uplift you, make you feel like, yes, maybe she's so much further ahead than me right now, but she actually makes me feel like this is in reach for me. Like, that is what I want for people. When you come across my page, is to feel calm. I want you to feel present. I want you to feel like you can hang out there a while and not get overwhelmed. I want you to feel inspired as well. I want you to feel empowered and excited and encouraged to go and build your thing too, So just having these things in mind obviously is going to shift the way I talk, the way I speak, the content that I'm posting, how much information I'm writing on that content. A lot of words is a lot to digest for the eyes and the brain. So maybe steering clear from that, cleaning up the clutter. Like, that was I feel like part of the question in her text to me is like, it's just not clutter. It's very minimal. And I feel like, especially for home, and I might as well just go into home and style. It's my next one anyway. The decluttering is such a powerful statement. Like, I knew when I moved into this house specifically, so this house, first of all, is too big for Alex and I. Like, just the two of us, we do have a lot of empty space. We did not have furniture to fill it. We bought new furniture, and there's still so much that we could buy. We don't have dressers. We have one TV downstairs. One in the living room would be great. We'll never have one in the bedroom. Like, there's so many, even this office, it's probably echoing. Like, there's not a lot of stuff in here. It's just, I'd rather keep the negative space, keep the airflow, than try to fill it randomly. Same with style. I would rather wear this little white shirt I'm wearing right now has been worn over 100 times. I'm certain of it. Like, the clothes that I own, I actually love and I actually wear all of the time. I feel my best in them. I feel comfortable in them. They're my vibe. They're the basics. Same with jewelry. I did a huge declutter. I talked about it on my last podcast as well, like decluttering my bathroom. I keep the things that I know actually sparks joy and actually brings me value in my life and is something I'm actually going to reach for and grab for consistently. That's really important to me in my home, that each thing has a purpose and sparks a sense. Like, I can look at my little table I have right here, the books here, the one candle, the main like big book, and some little like decorative designer boxes. Like, it just makes me feel the vibe I want to feel in this office. Inspired, clean and clear, creative, healthy. Like it's the Sporting Rich wellness book, and it's just always open to different health pages. It just sparks something. The luxury boxes, like this abundance, this richness. It just, you know what I mean? Like each thing has a purpose. And this might sound like a lot, you know, very, very overly intentional maybe, but I think these days people just buy stuff to have more stuff. I think people fill their homes with unnecessary things and they never, ever, ever clean it out. I think you know, we form these attachments to these things that that we've outgrown so much that we're never going to really come back to. Maybe you look at it every few years, get a little nostalgic for 2 seconds and then move on, and you just keep the clutter. It's like, I just want that space. I want that space. I want the air to flow. I want the vibes to just, you know, fill the space. And again, just be easy to digest. Because when I come into my home, or I'm putting on an outfit for the day, or putting on my jewelry for the day, doing my makeup for the day, I want it to be a clear and concise routine. I don't want to have to overthink anything. I just want to be able to go into those routines and step into who I really am, and put myself together the way that I feel my most confident in my best self, and feel inspired by my home. Like those things are important to me. And again, it's coming back to my goal is to not have this, you know, big, crazy, massive, everyone looks at me in a certain way of the status or all these things. Like the most important thing to me is that I am truly in and connected with and enjoying the daily things that happen throughout every aspect of my day. Romanticizing your life, taken to a whole nother level, if you will. So yeah, I'm not holding on any clutter or over consuming, the best that I can, obviously. I wrote here, your look becomes cohesive when you have a signature style. So again, if you have all these different random sorts of things and clothes, it might be not so cohesive. Or if that's your vibe, maybe it's like fashion and colors and all different trends and things like that. I'm like very basic when it comes to styles. I like sporty and comfy with a little touch of like a little collar or the little buttons or a little stripe, you know, like a little preppy twist on it. I know that makes me feel put together. A matching set is like the most perfect. I just feel my best in a comfy, cute matching set that I could potentially wear as pajamas, but it's not actually pajamas. Do you know what I mean? That for me, I'm like 10 out of 10. This is my vibe. Or just athletic wear, like going to Pilates, but matching everything is, I'm just feeling myself, okay? My makeup routine, so simple, so cohesive. I don't mess around with it. It remains what it has always been, that I know makes my face look the way I want it to look. Hydrated, fresh, very natural, very minimal, but yeah, hydrated, you know? Just these things, right? And I'm explaining again from my point of view, what's yours? What style do you want to represent? It's your first impression when people see you, is your style, your hair, your face. We don't want to judge a book by its cover, but the reality is that is that is the first impression, is your appearance and how you look. And it doesn't mean you need to go over the top and try to flash designer labels or anything like that. That's very not that makes me very uncomfortable. I even remember like the first times driving my Mercedes Benz, I was kind of embarrassed, to be honest. This is before I really grew into my, you know, knowing my self-worth and knowing my abundance and what I truly want and all these things. I'm very happy with my car. I'm proud of my car. But yeah, I just remember being like, oh, it's like so flashy. It's like too much. It scared me. And so, but you know your style and your vibe and the message that you want to get across with who you are, and your values can come through in your aesthetic of how you look and everything like that. And this is actually something that I do. You guys know I've been taking my little day offline, off social media, off of my phone, whatever, digital detox. On those days is when you can really play with your style. You can declutter, clean up your home, things like that. Of course, that's great. But even like go and YouTube tutorials, some makeup tutorials, some hair tutorials. Go look at your hair type, your length. Is it curly? Is it pinned straight? Like, what is it? best styles for this hair type, best outfits for blonde hair and blue eyes, best styles for blah, blah, blah. Put in your characteristics of who you are, what you look like, and then find those like styles. And you might find a new way to part your hair or put it up in a certain way that actually really suits you. Like if you don't play with that stuff, you'll never know. Makeup tutorials, when I was getting wedding ready, I not did a whole bunch of makeup tutorials, but I paid more attention and I started to learn about makeup so much more and got better at it during that time, which I bring those little tips and tricks into my everyday life. And that has also enhanced my look as well. It's just those little things of taking that time to invest in yourself in that way, to take care of yourself in that way, is so small and so little and so tiny, but truly can make such a difference that is noticeable in how you feel and how that comes across. So next one, health habits. Healthy habits like my walks, my workouts, these have just become a standard as strong as brushing my teeth. Like there's no, not working out is not in my wheelhouse. And it's just become that drilled in. I don't even think about it. I don't even wonder about it. I don't play the game of should I or should I not. I definitely go off of working out. Let me be clear. I'm very rarely in a hotel gym, like very, very rarely. When I'm on vacation, when I'm out of routine, when I'm off, like that is not my priority. My priority on vacations is I'm mostly getting my steps in, like walking around everywhere, doing fun activities and things like that. But it's being there in that place with the people I'm there with. It's not working out. I know for a lot of people who are very strict on their workouts are definitely in, the hotel gym and doing that. And that's incredible for you. This is just how I do it for me. When I'm on holiday, on vacation somewhere else, it is not priority unless there's an activity that we're doing or this class that we really want to take or whatever, water aerobics, whatever, random things like that. But when I'm at home most of the time and when I'm in that just regular weekly routine, it's dialed and it is not missed. And it is just, and if there is a day that is missed, not feeling so hot or whatever, or something else took priority of that day, it was like 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., just a full day, I'm not stressed about it. I get up and I just continue the next day. It's not something that I fall off of. I don't stop and start with my workouts. And this is something obviously that you can work up towards, where it's like anything else, it's taking something that you do and that habit is just a constant state of how you live. A lot of these things for me aren't on a checklist. It's just a state and habit of how I naturally live. And that comes with repetition, comes with practice. And it's been something that's been drilled into me since I was very, very, very small. Like as a dancer, if you guys are athletes as well, or your partner's an athlete, or have done any sort of sport or anything like that, that's movement, athletic, whatever, you'll know it's not in the agenda. Like working out is not something that's necessarily in the agenda. It's just literally a way of life. And I'm so grateful that that's really stuck with me as a retired dancer and as I'm just in my adulthood as a businesswoman. Like movement has just remained a core staple in my soul and in my body. So it's something that does take time for sure, but that is just like a non-negotiable for me in just my life. And then I had the last thing on here was really business and career and just like social media, aesthetic, things like that. Like I mentioned at the start, I think a lot of it is my clarity of my inner world of how I want to feel and wanting to inspire. I want to promote the things that I'm doing and share them and talk about them because I know I get inspired when I see other people living a certain way and building their business and doing things that make me go, okay, I like that. I want to step into that as well. I know how helpful it is to be able to consume that kind of content that makes you inspired. And a big thing when it comes to business and careers, I work backwards. And I think that's what's helped me be so consistent for so long and continue to be excited about being consistent, because I'm not just working for today. I'm not building my business for this month and this month's goals. I am building a legacy business that is going to grow year after year after year after year after decade. I want to build it massive. I want to help as many people as I can. I want to bring so many leaders up to the top with me. Like, it's just this bigger vision. And for my own personal life as well, I can see in the next 5 years of where I want to be and what that looks like and what that feels like. And I work backwards from those places, right? And I align my habits with that. And I saw this quote on Instagram today, actually, that your future is shaped by the habits you repeat, not the goals that you set. I'll say it again. Your future is shaped by the habits you repeat, not the goals that you set. Setting goals is important. You need to have a direction. You need to have a target of what you're looking at, what you're aiming at, a destination that you are going to. But a lot of people stop there. They think that's enough, and then they just try to figure it out and like scramble along the way. You guys, it's the habits that you repeat. That is everything. Set the goal once and then leave it. Forget about it. Now do the things, do the tasks, take the actions, put in the habits over and over and over, put in the work so that they become habits, right? And then once they are habits and they're just non-negotiable, no excuse can take them away from you. It just is how you exist and how you are. It's not performative. It's not something you have to try to do or you have to feel motivated to do. It's just something that you're doing. Like, there's no question. There's no alternative. You're just doing it. That is when your success and your goals are met. Truly. And so, yeah, that's on that, you guys. I feel like when it comes to social media, as that really is my business and my work, I focus a lot of my work on social media very intentionally. That's where I want to build and promote and connect with people and expand is through social media. So that acknowledgement of, okay, this is where I truly, really want to focus on building. And for some people in their businesses, it might look very different. Mine's Instagram, yours might be TikTok, it might be LinkedIn, it might be fully in person, pop-ups, events, whatever, however your business works and what it is that you're doing, there's going to be your favorite way or your desired way to continue to build and expand it. Mine is Instagram, and that's just where I love to create and exist and be when it comes to business building. So because I've acknowledged that, and again, this goes back to the very beginning of how do I want my life to feel? How do I want to work? What does that feel like for me? What pumps me up about that? I've been able to discover these things, and that has made me more intentional about the content I'm posting, who I want it to land, like where I want it to land on the algorithm, whose pages I want it to land on, who I want to work with, the type of clients I want to take on. Like, all of those things have just become so clear because I've gotten clear with my actual vision and goals and dreams of what I want my business to look like, who I want to be in business with. It's so much more clear, and it continues to get clearer as I go and as I build. So that starts to come across when it's not just, hopefully this post goes viral, or hopefully I get a customer over here, or hopefully this, like, there's no hope. It's a plan, right? A lot of people are just in the hope, wishing, hoping. I'm not hoping for anything. I know the things I want are happening because I have a plan and I'm following it. And that's that. And when you have a plan and you're following it and you continue to do so no matter what, and you continue to grow and you continue to build and you continue to refine who you are and love that journey of figuring out who you are and your aesthetic and your energy and how you want to feel in your day and how you want to make other people feel from how you live your life and live your days, like, that will start to come across as you just become really self-aware of those things. And it'll probably look different from mine, right? Again, I just go into my own personal life and experience and what I'm up to and how I'm building. You might have, things you relate with that you can put into practice straight away. Incredible. Hopefully this gave you some ideas for yourself of what you can put into practice or what you need to switch up or where you've been neglecting and you're like, I need to figure this out. I need to switch this up so that I can too build this business that I want and build this life that I want. And another little thing that I've been thinking about lately is I want my life to feel as good as it looks. Yes, I want it to look good. I'm not going to lie about that. I want it to be visually aesthetic to look at. I want it to be, something that is like art digitally, I want it to look cohesive and put together. Maybe not always super polished, maybe sometimes, but I want it to have that vibe, but I also want it to feel like that on the inside because I think for a lot of people, you can look a certain way, you can present yourself a certain way, but then behind the scenes and behind the curtain it's chaos, and they're so highly successful but their marriage is falling apart, or they're so like health and fitness and shredded abs but they're so broke, or like there's all these things that start to get out of whack, or there's drama over here, there's tea getting spilled over there, and like all these things. Like I just have this mission, I guess, just on a personal level of I want my life to look great, and I want to inspire, and I want it to land, and I want it to be, you know, calm and cool and collected to look at and connect with and resonate with. And I also want my inside world and my home and my marriage and my friends, my family, my life that I actually live every day to be even better than how it looks online. And it's just something that is so easy to fall into. If it looks one certain way and then it's all chaos on the back end, it's like, what is even the point? Like, it's not gonna last. It's not gonna keep up. You're not gonna have a good time building in that way. So take care of yourself first, your inner world first, and the rest, it's the glow from the inside out, you guys. This is what I built in my business. You glow from the inside out. You take care of the gut health first, and then your skin gets clear, and then your hair starts to grow, and all these other things start to happen. Like, it's the same within just your life in general and your business. Take care of your inner world, and it will show on the outer world. With that, you guys, I so hope that you gained tremendous value from this episode and got some good ideas and are just in your vibes and in your energy right now. And my phone is going off like crazy right now. Okay. I am gonna go, and I will see you guys next week. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to screenshot, share it on your social media, and tag the Instagram at My Elevated Lifestyle Co. so that I can reshare. And I love to see what episodes you guys are loving the most of. I'm grateful for the text that I got for this one. Obviously, it turned into something. If you guys have other ideas and messages, send them my way. I'd love to see what you guys want to see more of. It's so helpful. And I hope that you all have an amazing rest of your day, night, week. And I'll see you on next week's episode. Bye.